What women say they want and what women actually respond to are two completely different things. And until you understand this, you'll keep doing everything society tells you to do and wondering why it's not working. She says she wants a nice guy who listens, who's emotionally available, who treats her like a queen. But then she dates the guy who does none of those things. She says looks don't matter, then swipes left on 90% of men in 3 seconds. She says she wants equality, then loses attraction to men who treat her as equals. The disconnect is massive, and it's destroying men who follow the wrong advice. But here's the truth. Attraction isn't logical, it's biological, it's psychological, it's primal, and what triggers it has nothing to do with what she tells you triggers it. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what women actually find attractive, not what they say, what they respond to. What makes them choose you, pursue you, and stay loyal to you. And the last one I reveal, that's the one she'll deny the hardest, but it's the one that matters most. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Mind Forge, where we don't teach motivation. We teach the brutal reality of male psychology, masculinity, and the laws of power. In a world that wants men to be weak, we provide the tools for strength. This channel dives deep into the high-value traits that define a leader, from the power of silence and stoic discipline to understanding the hidden truths of female nature and attraction. If you're tired of getting friend-zoned while doing everything right, if you're done listening to what women say instead of watching what they do, if you're ready to understand attraction at a level most men never reach, then hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Because what I'm about to reveal will contradict everything you've been taught. The weak will get offended, the strong will get results. Now let's talk about what women actually find attractive in men. Let me start with the most important concept, preselection. Women are attracted to men that other women want, not men that no women want, not men who are desperate for any female attention, men who already have options, men who other women have vetted and approved. This is social proof. This is the fastest shortcut to attraction that exists. Think about it from an evolutionary perspective. For thousands of years, choosing the wrong mate meant death for a woman and her offspring. So her biology developed a shortcut. If other high-quality women have already chosen this man, if they've already vetted him and found him valuable, that saves her the risk of choosing wrong. It's efficient mate selection. It's smart. This is why the guy with a girlfriend suddenly has multiple women interested. It's why married men get hit on more than single men. It's why the moment you're in a relationship, women who never gave you a second glance suddenly notice you. You've been pre-selected. You've been validated by another woman. And that validation makes you more attractive than any amount of pursuing or proving yourself ever could. So how do you create preselection if you don't currently have it? You be seen with women, not in a try-hard way, not by constantly talking about the women in your life, but by actually having women in your life, friends, colleagues, social connections. By being the kind of man who's comfortable around women because you interact with them regularly. By having female energy in your world that other women can sense. And this shows up in subtle ways. The way you talk about women, the way you interact with them, the confidence that comes from knowing you have options. Women can feel when they're talking to a man who has abundance versus a man who's desperate. And abundance is attractive. Desperation is repulsive. But preselection is just the entry point. Because once she's initially attracted, once you've passed that first filter, there are deeper traits that keep her attracted. And the first one is outcome independence. Women are attracted to men who don't need them. Men who want them maybe, but don't need them. Men whose happiness, confidence, and sense of self-worth aren't dependent on female validation. Think about the last time you really wanted something from someone. The last time you needed their approval, needed their validation, needed them to choose you. What happened? You probably didn't get it, because neediness is repulsive. It communicates low value. It says, I have no other options, please choose me, I'm desperate. But when you genuinely don't need someone's approval, when you're outcome independent, when you're completely fine whether they choose you or not because you have other options and you're secure in yourself, that's magnetic, that's attractive, because it signals high value, it signals abundance. It signals that you're the selector, not the one being selected. This is why the advice, just be yourself and don't care what anyone thinks, actually works, but only if you've built a self-worth not caring about. If you're a low-value version of yourself who doesn't care what anyone thinks, you're just a low-value man with no self-awareness. But if you've built yourself into a high-value man who genuinely doesn't need external validation, that's powerful. Women test this constantly. They test to see if you're actually outcome independent or if you're just pretending. They'll pull back to see if you chase. They'll create drama to see if you react emotionally. They'll be difficult to see if you'll compromise yourself to keep them happy. And if you fail these tests, if you prove you need them, if you demonstrate that your emotional state depends on their approval, attraction dies. But if you pass, if you remain unbothered, if you maintain your center regardless of their behavior, attraction intensifies, because you've proven you're actually high value, you're not faking it, you genuinely have options and you're genuinely secure in yourself. Now what I'm about to reveal next is the trait that explains why women stay with men who treat them worse than you do. It's the trait that matters more than kindness, more than compatibility, more than almost anything else. And it's the one modern society tells men to suppress. This is critical. Dominance, not aggression, not control, not toxicity. Dominance, the ability to lead, the strength to make decisions, the confidence to set the direction and move forward without seeking permission or approval. This is what women respond to. This is what creates attraction. And this is what modern society has spent decades trying to convince you doesn't matter. But watch what women do, not what they say. Watch who they choose. Watch who they stay with. Watch who they desire. It's not the agreeable men. It's not the men who ask permission for everything. It's not the men who try to make everything equal and democratic. It's the men who lead. The men who have a strong frame. The men who are dominant in their masculine energy. Dominance shows up in how you make decisions. Do you agonize over every choice, seeking her input and approval? Or do you assess the situation and make the call? Dominance shows up in how you handle her emotions. Do you get swept up in her emotional state? Or do you remain calm and grounded while she processes her feelings? Dominance shows up in how you respond to her tests. Do you react defensively? Or do you maintain your frame and refuse to be shaken? Women are biologically attracted to dominant men because dominance signals strength. It signals the ability to protect and provide. It signals leadership capability. And on a primal level, her biology is screening for the man who can lead her and any future children through danger and difficulty. The man who crumbles under pressure, who can't make decisions, who defers to her constantly, that man fails the screening. This doesn't mean being controlling or disrespecting her autonomy. Dominance in the attractive sense means you have a strong frame, a clear direction, and the confidence to lead your life without constant validation seeking. It means when there's a decision to be made, you make it. When there's a problem to solve, you solve it. When there's uncertainty, you provide certainty. And here's the paradox. The more dominant you are, the more she trusts you to make decisions, the more she can relax into her feminine energy, the less she has to be in masculine mode managing and directing everything. And that's what she actually wants. She wants to be able to turn off the strong, independent, managing part of herself and just be feminine. But she can only do that if you're masculine enough to hold the space. This is also about emotional dominance. Are you controlled by your emotions, or do you control them? Do you react impulsively to everything, or do you respond thoughtfully after processing? Can you be calm when everyone else is panicking? That emotional mastery, that dominance over your own internal state, is deeply attractive because it signals stability and strength. Now the next trait, status and ambition. And I'm not talking about current wealth or current position. I'm talking about trajectory. Is he going somewhere? Is he building something? Is he on an upward path? Because women are attracted to potential as much as current reality. A broke guy grinding on a business, working 80-hour weeks, clearly on a mission to build something. He can be more attractive than a comfortable guy making 6 figures but stagnant in his career. Because she's evaluating trajectory, not just current state. She's asking, where will this man be in 5 years? Not just where is he now? This is hypergamy. This is her biology screening for the best possible mate, and best includes future potential, not just present circumstances. This is why ambition is attractive, why drive is attractive, why purpose is attractive, because these signal that he's going somewhere, that his value is increasing, not decreasing. But here's the key, the ambition has to be real. It can't be just talk. She needs to see you actually working towards something, actually making progress, actually sacrificing and building. Words are cheap. She's watching what you do, not what you say you're going to do. And status isn't just about money or career. It's about where you rank in dominance hierarchies. Are other men deferring to you, or are you deferring to them? When you walk into a room, do people notice? Do they respect you? Do they listen when you speak? Social status, respect among peers, position in your community, all of this matters. Women are watching how other people treat you, how your friends interact with you, whether you're the leader or the follower, whether people seek your opinion or ignore it, and all of that feeds into her assessment of your status and value. If you're starting to see why your nice guy approach wasn't working, hit that like button right now. Because what I'm about to reveal next is the physical trait that matters more than your face. It's the one thing you can change that dramatically increases attraction. Keep watching. Physicality and strength. And before you say looks don't matter, or she said personality is more important, let me be clear, your physical presence matters. Not because women are shallow, but because your body communicates information about you, about your discipline, about your self-respect, about your genetics, about your capability. A man who's in shape signals that he has self-control, that he can delay gratification, that he values himself enough to invest in his health, that he's disciplined enough to stick to a training program. All of that is attractive independent of aesthetics. But yes, being physically fit is also aesthetically attractive because it signals genetic fitness. Now, you don't need to be a male model. You don't need to have perfect facial features, but you absolutely need to be in shape. You need to carry yourself with physical confidence. You need to take up space. You need to move with purpose and strength. Women are also attracted to size and physical presence. Height matters, not because it's some arbitrary preference, but because size communicates physical dominance. A taller, bigger man is more capable of protection. This is biological. This is primal. You can't logic your way past it. But if you're not tall, you can still be physically imposing through muscle mass, through posture, through how you carry yourself. A short, jacked guy with confident body language can have more physical presence than a tall, skinny guy who slouches. Maximize what you have control over. Your posture matters. Stand up straight, take up space. Don't apologize for your physical presence. Don't make yourself small. The way you move through the world communicates either confidence or insecurity, and women pick up on this immediately. Your voice matters. Deep voices are more attractive because they signal testosterone and physical size. If your voice is naturally higher, you can still project authority through how you speak, slowly, clearly, with conviction. Don't rush your words. Don't speak tentatively. Speak like someone who expects to be heard. And touch, physical escalation, the willingness to initiate physical contact. This is how you communicate sexual intent. This is how you avoid the friend zone. Men who are afraid to touch, who wait for permission, who are overly careful, they end up as friends because they never created sexual tension. But the man who's comfortable with touch, who escalates appropriately, who can read her responses and adjust accordingly, that man creates attraction because he's demonstrating confidence, masculinity, and sexual intent. Next trait, mystery and unpredictability. Women are attracted to what they can't quite figure out, to the man who doesn't fit into a neat category. To behavior they can't predict, because unpredictability creates obsessive thinking. If she can predict you completely, if she knows exactly what you'll do in every situation, if you're an open book, you're boring, you're solved. There's no mystery to unravel. But if you're sometimes available and sometimes not, sometimes warm and sometimes distant, sometimes predictable and sometimes surprising, she has to invest mental energy trying to figure you out. And all that mental energy translates to attraction, because she's thinking about you. She's analyzing your behavior, she's trying to understand you, and people become attracted to what they invest in mentally. This is why the nice guy who's always consistent, always available, always predictable, he's not attractive. He's comfortable, he's safe, he's boring. But the guy who has depth, who has layers, who occasionally surprises her, who maintains some mystery about his life, he's interesting, he keeps her engaged. Don't tell her everything, don't be completely transparent about every thought and feeling, don't always be available. Maintain some privacy. Have parts of your life she doesn't have full access to, not because you're hiding things, but because mystery is attractive and oversharing is not. Drop a comment right now. Which of these traits do you have and which do you need to develop? Preselection, outcome independence, dominance, ambition, physicality, or mystery? Be honest with yourself, because awareness is the first step to change. Now let's get to the final trait, the controversial one. The final trait, and this is the one women will deny most strongly, is DGAF energy. The genuine ability to not give a fuck, not as a tactic, not as a strategy, but as an authentic state of being. The man who's so secure in himself, so focused on his mission, so abundant in his life that whether any individual woman likes him or not is irrelevant. This is the ultimate expression of outcome independence. This is the final form of high-value masculine energy, and it's magnetic because it's rare. Most men care desperately what women think. They modify their behavior to get approval. They compromise themselves to be liked. They're constantly seeking validation. But the man with genuine DGAF energy, he's living his life, he's pursuing his goals, he's building his empire, and women can either be part of that or not. It doesn't change his direction. He's not trying to impress anyone, he's not seeking approval, he's not molding himself to fit what he thinks women want. He is who he is unapologetically, and you can either appreciate it or not. This doesn't mean being an asshole. This doesn't mean disrespecting people. This means being so grounded in your own value, so certain of your own path, that external opinion doesn't shake you. You're polite, you're respectful, but you're not people-pleasing. You're not changing yourself for anyone. And women find this irresistible because every other man is trying so hard. Every other man is performing. Every other man is seeking her validation. But you're just being yourself. You're outcome independent. You genuinely don't need her approval because your self-worth comes from internal validation, not external. This is the energy that makes women pursue. This is what creates the dynamic where she's chasing you instead of you chasing her. Because you're not chasing, you're not pursuing, you're just living your life at a high level and she wants to be part of it. But here's the catch, you can't fake this. You can try to act like you don't care, but if you actually do care, it will leak through in your behavior. The only way to have genuine DGAF energy is to actually build a life so fulfilling that whether she's in it or not becomes genuinely irrelevant. This means having a mission bigger than women, having goals that consume your focus, having a purpose that drives you, having friendships and relationships that fulfill you, having hobbies and interests that excite you, building yourself into someone whose life is so rich and full that any individual woman is an addition, not the foundation. When you have that, when your life is genuinely abundant and purposeful, you stop needing validation. You stop caring if she likes you because you like yourself. You stop worrying about her approval because you approve of yourself. You stop changing yourself for others because you're already aligned with who you want to be. And that energy, that authentic, grounded, self-assured energy, is the most attractive thing you can possibly have. More attractive than looks, more attractive than money, more attractive than status. Because it's the signal that you're a man who's figured it out. A man who's got his life together. A man who doesn't need anyone to complete him because he's already whole. So here's what women actually find attractive. Preselection, outcome independence, dominance, status and ambition, physical presence, mystery and genuine DGAF energy. Notice what's not on that list. Being nice, being agreeable, being available, treating her like a queen, being emotionally available in the way society defines it. I'm not saying don't be a good person. I'm saying don't confuse being good with being attractive. You can be both. You should be both. But understand that kindness without strength is weakness. Availability without value is desperation. Emotional openness without boundaries is neediness. The most attractive version of you is the version that has all 7 of these traits while also being a good person. Strong but kind, dominant but respectful, outcome independent but emotionally available to the right person, physically imposing but gentle, mysterious but honest, DGAF energy but caring about the people who earn your care. That's the complete package. That's the man women pursue. That's the man women stay loyal to. That's the man who has options and chooses quality. If this video just changed your entire understanding of attraction, if you finally see why what you were doing wasn't working, then subscribe to this channel right now. Turn on all notifications, because everything I teach here is designed to help you become that man. The man women actually want, not the man society tells you they want. The content I'm dropping next week reveals exactly how to develop each of these 7 traits step by step. Don't miss it. Subscribe now. Here's the reality. You can keep doing what society tells you to do and keep getting friend-zoned. Or you can accept the brutal truth about what actually creates attraction and start developing these traits. The choice is yours. But understand this, attraction isn't negotiable. You can't logic someone into being attracted to you. You can't nice guy your way into desire. You can't convince someone you're high value through words. You have to actually become high value. You have to actually develop these traits. And the good news. Every single one of these is developable. You can build preselection. You can cultivate outcome independence. You can develop dominance. You can increase your status through achievement. You can transform your body. You can create mystery. And you can build a life so abundant that DGAF energy becomes your natural state. It takes work, it takes time. It takes brutal honesty with yourself about where you're currently weak, but it's all possible. And on the other side of that work is a completely different dating reality. One where women pursue you. One where you have options. One where you're choosing instead of being chosen. Now click the next video on your screen right now, because what I'm showing you there is the exact blueprint for developing masculine frame, the foundation that makes all 7 of these traits more powerful. You need to watch that immediately. This is the Mind Forge, where we don't teach you what to say to women, we teach you how to become the man women chase. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video. Now go become undeniable.